I'd like to now welcome our first speaker called Kam. Kam has written a book. Apart from just being a motivational speaker, Kam also works, I'd say, in the pension industry, and he's also written a book. So we can say he's a man of many talents or many, I don't know. So personally, I came to know Kam through the Speakers Club. So Speakers Club, we don't just go there to speak, we go there to meet people. So it's a good place to join, to meet people as well. I've seen Kam grow as a speaker, and he's spoken in different events. Last year, I actually invited him to speak during the Black History Month. That was a very...
Hello, everyone.
That was very successful. So right now, I'd just like you to join me in welcoming Kam to the lectern to just give us a talk on the causes of lack of confidence. Please welcome Kam.
How many people in the audience think if you had more confidence, you'll be doing more and having more than you're actually having right now? Moses, thank you so much for that great introduction, and thanks everyone for coming today. Talking about confidence, let's first start, and I want some interaction here. What exactly is confidence? Can you shout out any answers? Anyone?
Belief.
Belief? Fantastic. Anyone else?
Being willing to try things even if you don't feel completely competent.
Fantastic. I like that. Thank you, Michael. Anyone else? Okay. Confidence. I looked up, there's so many definitions of confidence, but I personally believe confidence is that belief in yourself that you can do, achieve any task that's been presented to you. But also sometimes, Michael just killed it, you don't need that 100% belief. Sometimes confidence could be that 0.0001% just to get you off the ground. So growing up, I grew up in Africa. And one of the things that I actually noticed is when we grow up, I don't know about you guys here, but in Africa, our parents are very, very strict. When you do something, they will tell you off straight away in the face. And sometimes for me looking at that, I think it's one of the things that I thought, sometimes the way someone talks to you can kill your confidence. So sometimes you gotta talk confidence into other people. And for me that led me to the question, why are so many people lacking confidence? I believe the number one reason people don't go after their goals and dreams is one, that universal reason, fear, and the second one is confidence. And that's why I asked you guys, and most of the hands went up. Most of you just testified to this. If you had more confidence, you'll probably be doing more, you'll be having more than you're actually having right now. So, what actually causes us to lack confidence? And again, I'm going to now ask everyone to shout out some answers, give any answers. What do you think are some of the causes of lack of confidence? Anyone?
It could be upbringing.
Upbringing, thank you. And what was your name actually again?
Vivian.
Vivian, thank you, Vivian. Anyone else?
Bullying.
Bullying, thank you, John. Anyone else?
Shyness.
Shyness, thank you, Michael. Anyone else?
Failure.
Failure, thank you. Anyone else?
Reject.
Reject, thank you. What was your name again?
Louis.
Louis, thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Moses?
Comparison.
Comparison, fantastic. I love that. Anyone else? Okay. So you've mentioned failure, you've mentioned comparison, you've mentioned some other things. So I'm going to go through all those things you say are actually true. There are loads of things, but I cannot go through the whole list. So because of time, I'm just going to quickly touch on each one of these. And for me, the first one I'd like to start with is like Vivian mentioned it from our conditioning. So what happened when we came out of our mother's wombs? We were confident. We were free to express ourselves. We did everything we wanted to do. We could express ourselves and dance and do everything and didn't care what anyone said. And then we started growing up, and people say, when you started dancing, they said, you know that. You don't know how to dance. Just sit down. You started to sing. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Oh, your voice sounds horrible. Now you all know why I don't get invited to X Factor. But isn't that what happens? When we're kids, we express ourselves, you start growing, then people start talking you down. Oh, you can't do this. You'll never amount to anything. And from the early stages, from age 0 to about age 6, studies show, that's when our subconscious, that's when our minds are so open. So anything that comes in, it just goes straight into our inner being. And as we grow up, we pick it up. We start being shy. We start carving away. We sit in the corner. We don't want to express ourselves. And that's one of the things that really kills people. I've got 3 kids now, I must admit. Sometimes I do it, but at least I'm conscious. Sometimes I cut myself and say, oh, come, you can't talk to your kids like that. Because they're taking in everything. But again, these are things sometimes we pick them from our parents. And I can't blame our parents because you cannot give someone something that you haven't got. Our parents did everything that they did to make sure we turned out to be the best versions of ourselves. So we can't blame our parents, but what I believe is we can actually do something about it. Literally, my mom used to beat me and sometimes I used to think, does she really love me? But guess what? She did it because she wanted me to grow up as the best version of myself. And sometimes she said things to me that I didn't like, but she was doing my best. And I remember one of the things she said was that sometimes she would do something crazy and she would shout out something. Oh, come on, look at your big nose, why did you do that? But she was just doing it because she was hungry. She didn't do it because she didn't love me. She just did it because that's it. So, then the next one is environment. So now we've grown up, we start going to school, and then environment kicks in. And this is where we talk about our authorities. We have our teachers, we have the friends we hang around with. And then they start also, John mentioned, is it you that mentioned bullying? Yeah, and then we start getting bullied, we start being said you can't do anything, you put up your hand in class, if you say a wrong answer, your friends laugh at you. And next time what do? Even if you know the answer, you don't because you think your friends are going to talk you down. And this is very, very strong. Environment conditions are very, very strong. And then again, someone mentioned about past failures. Most of the time when we do something and we fail, we actually say, I can't do it. When the same opportunity is presented to you or presents itself, we say, oh, I failed last time. I can't do it. But I want us to look at past failures from a different perspective. I had someone say, failure is just feedback. So from now onwards, if you fail at something, just ask yourself, why did I fail? How can I do it better next time? Then we also mentioned about hurt, we got hurt in past relationships. Sometimes we laugh, we get hurt, and it absolutely crushes our confidence. I don't know about you, but it's happened to me. My first love, I was so in love. You know when you first fall in love, and you can't stay away from the person, the only one you think about before you get to bed, first thing when you wake up in the morning, and then boom, all of a sudden, then I looked at someone there who was probably saying something. And then all of a sudden, they say, maybe, let's cut it off. And you feel so broken that sometimes, some people do this. Sometimes we've had stories, sometimes people can kill themselves because they couldn't handle that hurt. So again, just look at why did this happen and then work on it. Look at the perspective in everything that happens to you. And then Moses mentioned comparison. I personally believe, like someone said, comparison is the thief of joy. David mentioned it last time, where he used to compare. He actually gave an example. He was comparing himself to me. And we do it all the time. And especially in today's world, social media, oh my God, this is just killing us so much. You go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, and you look at the pictures, the holidays people are going to, the places, the houses, the cars, and by the time you finish scrolling, you're depressed. Because why? You're thinking to yourself, oh my God, when am I going to acquire those things? In fact, I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues. She said to me, we were actually having this conversation about comparison, and she said, Cam, you're not going to believe this. I've got one of my friends who is used a credit card of over 10 grand, and she goes on holiday every summer. She'll go on 2-3 holidays just to post pictures and videos, but she's using this on a credit card because she wants to keep up with her friends who've already made it. And this is something that really kills our confidence. If you look at what people have achieved, sometimes we end up quitting, saying we can't do what others have done because we've compared ourselves to others. And then another one is, and this I think happens, this has happened to everyone at some point in our lives where we say, we're not enough. And sometimes again this happens because we were talked down or something happened to us that we started saying, oh, I'm not enough, I can't do this, and I'm not good looking, I haven't got the right height, I haven't got the right physique. So we all end up coming up with all sorts of things saying, we are not enough. And then another one, I like this one. How many of you hear people say they've got a particular, maybe they can't talk in public, maybe they can't express themselves, and they say, I was born this way. This is again one of the top things that kills people's confidence. If you say you were born a certain way, what that means is you're going to be like that for the rest of your life. So how about you change it and say, yes, I was born this way, but I'm going to do something about it. Because if you have that belief, if your belief is so strong, and you're saying, I was born this way, then the chances are you're going to end up for the rest of your life having that label on you that you were born a certain way. But we can all do things about it. And David is going to share his story, I can't wait, that we guys can absolutely do something about any of these things, especially I was born this way. And I'm also going to ask a question to everyone. Who here believes that confidence, that people are born confident? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay, and then the next question then, who here believes that confidence is actually a skill that can be developed? Anyone? Fantastic, everyone believes it. So see, that's another thing. So most of the time, most people say, oh, that person was born confident. That's right, there's some people who are naturally confident. But like John's mother mentioned it, confidence is something you can work on. Confidence is actually a skill that you can build from ground and also going up. So I want you to take this thing away, that confidence is something you can work on. So I would like to take you on a journey of my confidence. In 2014 is when I started this journey of personal development, because I wanted to find out more about myself. So what I did, I went to a personal development seminar, which I can't go into the details because of time. But one of the things that happened when I went to that seminar is I got my aha moment that I wanted to become a motivational and inspirational speaker. I wanted to inspire people to step into their fears. I wanted to help people step outside of their comfort zones. But guess what happened? All of these things came up. I started saying, oh, I wasn't going to speak in public. I'm not enough. How can I make it like the people that I've seen? All the negative chatter kicked in. Come. You've never spoken in public before. How are you going to be able to do this? And what I lacked was that confidence to actually step up and speak. So 2015 passed. 2016, I joined Ipswich Speakers Club because I wanted to improve my public speaking skills. And for me, when I joined Ipswich Speakers Club, one of the things I realized is sometimes you have to step into something, even we don't know how it's going to turn out. So when I joined Ipswich Speakers Club, I remember my first speech, I was very, very nervous. But I kept going back and going back. And then in 2018, I said I wanted to start doing my public speaking. So what happened is I wanted to first go on a course. I said I was not going to set up a seminar because I needed to go to a 3-day crash course. It was called Public Speaking University. It was about £2,500. So what I was saying is I was not going to start my seminar until I went into that course. But guess what happened? See, sometimes they say everything happens for a reason. For one reason or another, I couldn't get that money to go to that course. And then I had an idea that I would like to share with you guys that absolutely changed the way I look at confidence. And this is where it comes in. Confidence is a skill. So we look at confidence in different ways, but I would like to share an idea that absolutely changed my life, and I hope it absolutely changes everyone's life that's listening to me. And if there's anything you take away, I want to take away this. How would you grow in confidence? Here I was, I put myself on a level saying, I cannot start doing seminars until I've got to a public speaking course. And then I had someone say something that absolutely changed everything for me. Someone said, confidence is something that comes from knowing and understanding. I'm going to say that again. Confidence is something that comes from knowing and understanding. What does that mean? So what I did, something clicked. I got my aha moment. Come, you don't need to go to a public speaking course to start doing your own seminars. Come, you don't need any validation from anyone, whether you've got a qualification, before you can start pursuing your goals and dreams. Come, you don't need any signs to fall from the sky before you can step into your fears. So I said, boom, I'm going to set up my seminar. And on 28th of July, with my knees knocking, teeth chattering, and a couple of butterflies in my stomach, I was able to set up that first personal development seminar. How did I do it? I did it from knowing and understanding. Can everyone see this actually? I hope everyone can see. Make sure everyone can see, please, yeah. So, I'm going to explain this now. So, this was me in 2018, and I want you to think of a goal you'd like to achieve, something you're very scared of. So this was me. This is my old conditioning. This is, I was born this way, I'm shy, I can't speak in public. This is me, I'm not enough. This is me, I can't speak in public. And I want you to, so this is what I'm talking about, knowing and understanding. So I knew in order to develop confidence, you have to step into your fears. But just because you step into your fears doesn't mean everything is gonna go the way it's supposed to go. Can you see a change in this water?
No.
It still looks waterless, isn't it? But let me ask you a question. If someone was to test that water, is it pure water?
No.
Absolutely. But you can't see it with your naked eyes. We all know that's not pure water because you've seen me pour something in. But if someone just walked in and you gave them this water, they will think they're having pure water, isn't it? It's still pure water, isn't it?
Looks like it.
Pretty much still pure water, right? So, knowing and understanding, yeah? So we know this water is not the same. So what am I trying to explain? So what I want you to do is, with your conditioning, I want you to start stepping into your fears. Even with your knees locking, even with your teeth chattering, I want you to start stepping into your fears. Yes? Can you see that start to change now, right? The color starts to change, right? So you keep watering your fears, you keep watering your old conditioning. I had a quote from Henry David Thoreau, who was an American poet and author, and this is what he said. He said, if you will advance confidently in the direction of your goals and dreams, and endeavor to live the life you've imagined, you will wake up, you will meet with success unexpected in common hours. Now, I want you to watch this, because one day you're going to wake up and you've completely turned into the best version of yourself. But what happened? This happens in needle point moves. This happened in needle point moves. So when you're working on yourself, don't quit. Keep working. Keep watering your heartfelt desires. Keep stepping into your comfort zone. Because one day you're going to wake up and your life will have absolutely changed. Annabelle, who's I'll raise your hand so people can see you. Yeah, Annabelle here has just joined Ipswich Speakers Club, and you've been to 2 sessions, right? And I like what happened in the last session. I was doing a table topics, and Annabelle said something to me that really resonated with me and most people. She said that day she didn't want to come to the Speakers Club because she was nervous, she couldn't handle it, but guess what? She came to the Speakers Club, and she came up and gave a topic with a smile on her face, and everyone was absolutely blown away. And Annabelle, I'm going to speak to you now. What you just did on Thursday is something that showed courage. You may not see anything like you just saw in that water, but just you coming and standing on that stage, something inside you happened that you actually could not see. Something in you happened that you can't see with your naked eyes. And if you keep working at it, eventually, like this water, you'll wake up and realize you're a completely different person. If anyone, 2014, when I went to that seminar, said to me, come, you'll be standing in an audience and talking for 30 minutes to 1 hour, I would have given him a punch in the face. Or even worse, I would have called a psychiatrist to examine them. And that's for me is a testimonial that confidence is not something that, yes, it's something you're born with, but it's something you can also work on. How long have I got?
3 minutes.
Perfect, fantastic, yeah. So Napoleon Hill said, somewhere in your makeup, there lies a seed of achievement, sleeping, that if this was watered and cultivated, will lead you into heights such as you may never have hoped possible. And I would like to say to you guys is, if you will keep watering, if you keep nurturing, if you keep exploring those heartfelt desires, one day you're going to wake up and realize you've got so much potential within you. You've got so much confidence that you didn't know existed within you. And Napoleon Hill summed it up best when and James Allen summed it best when he said, your circumstances may be uncongenial. My circumstances were uncongenial when I wanted to set up my seminar. Your circumstances may be uncongenial, but they shall not long remain so, if you perceive an ideal and strive to reach it. It was great serving you this morning. Thank you.